pleading for help. The monster, however, seemed unbothered. It casually remarked that everything was fine since there was no real threat. A system prompt flashed. The creature had just been rewarded 30 points. Furious, the man launched an attack, demanding that the monster return his wife. But the monster responded with sadistic delight. It extended its tongue and struck the old man, wrapping him up and lifting him off the ground, preparing to slam him into a nearby wall. As the old man struggled, the monster mocked him, calling the move of smashing an angry old man into a wall a classic attack. Imako, watching from the side, felt a rush of urgency and helplessness. He was certain the old man wouldn't survive such an impact. With no time to hesitate, he made his move. Shouting at the monster to let the old man go, Imako rushed forward to strike, ready to do whatever it took to protect the innocent from being crushed. The monster that Imako had confronted earlier now dared to retaliate, launching a sudden kick at him. Imako staggered back, landing near the old man, who was lying unconscious beside him. He glanced at the man, still breathing, and for a brief moment wondered what to do next. Was the monster really finished? But it quickly became clear that he wasn't. The creature stirred, its eyes locking onto Imako's. When it noticed the golden glow in Imako's eyes, its expression changed. It muttered to itself that Imako must be a weapon-type ability user. Intrigued, the monster suddenly shifted its tone and introduced itself with a twisted grin. It called itself Chameleon, claiming it was a pleasure to meet Imako. But the civility didn't last long. Chameleon sneered and added that those were probably the last polite words Imako would ever hear, because he had no intention of letting him live much longer. Without warning, Chameleon lashed out. Its long tongue shot forward like a whip, aiming directly at Imako in a surprise attack. Imako barely had time to react, his eyes widening in shock at the creature's speed. As the tongue struck out, Chameleon let out a mocking laugh and snarled, "So that stinking courtesy, the smell was actually coming from Imako's mouth." Imako believed that Chameleon's power was truly overwhelming, and he could feel his bones creaking under the pressure. Chameleon remarked that a human-sized chameleon was more terrifying than any other creature. As Chameleon tightened his grip, Imako experienced intense pain, as though his organs were about to burst. Meanwhile, the old man, wounded and in anguish, began to cry, begging for his wife to be returned to him. Imako urged him not to act recklessly. However, Chameleon dismissed the old man as irritating and coldly commanded Imako to strike him, telling him to let the old man die. In the chaos, the two clashed. Imako then asked the old man if he was all right, but the old man simply pleaded with him to avenge his wife before passing away. Chameleon callously remarked that even if a few elderly people died sooner than expected, no one really cared. Enraged, Imako rose to his feet, demanding that Chameleon be silent. A deep fury surged through his body, a sensation he had felt before. In that moment, Imako resolved that, regardless of whether the enemy was human or monster, he would never forgive a despicable being like Chameleon. Gripping a metal bat, he vowed to kill him. Chameleon scoffed at the weapon, calling it useless, and declared that in his human-sized form, with his physical prowess, being a chameleon was the ultimate advantage. He promised to demonstrate his strength. Suddenly, Chameleon vanished, taking Imako by surprise. He began circling Imako, explaining that camouflage was his innate ability. Using his long tongue, he struck Imako several times. Because the attacks were invisible, Imako couldn't dodge them. Mockingly, Chameleon asked what was wrong. Despite the relentless blows, Imako insisted that he would kill Chameleon. He had to. Chameleon then delivered a powerful blow aimed at a vital point, leaving Imako severely injured and barely able to defend himself.